confident. Even if I would be driving last, I would still feel confident. People easily say I'm an aggressive driver or whatever. That's what you get when you don't leave the space. This is my moment to win the championship. I cannot give up.
He's a young guy. He's going for it. He's got nothing to lose.
Yes!
Oh my Lord! Max! Oh my God!
Max Verstappen, you are the world champion! The world champion! We absolutely love you.
This is going to be all or nothing. Is that all right? Test, test, test. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? It was a very crazy day, you know, at the time. So, and then, you know, the week after also I was very busy with all kind of commitments. So then I really took some time off and spent time with family, friends, and yeah, just really enjoyed it because I think the season was so busy and so intense that you really needed a bit of a break from Formula One. But yeah, it's of course for me now, like my goal in life and racing is achieved, and it makes you a lot more relaxed from the inside. Yeah. At the time, I was still trying to close the gap, and I could see 11 seconds. I'm never going to close that within 5 laps. But I said to myself, doesn't matter, I just keep pushing. I'm not going to just give up now and drive slow to the line. I'm going to give it everything I have to not make it look easy. But yeah, of course, at the time, I was not very happy, and I was not looking forward to the flag. But yeah, then of course, luckily, things started to change afterwards. I didn't get told immediately. Like I had the yellow flag on my wheel, and then immediately like safety cars. So I was like, wow, okay, something must have happened. And then I drove past the incident, and the first thing I thought about was like, I hope we are going to restart the race, because it looked like quite an annoying angle of where the car was, and to get it away there was always quite tricky.
When I saw his car standing on track in that corner, yeah, I must say I knew immediately that the safety car would come in. So, and then the pack would be all together, and that gave us a lot of hope again.
Stand pick confirm, please, Max.
Is he right behind me?
He will be.
I was jumping up. I was sitting in a chair upstairs in the office, and that gave me a jump up. And yeah, now we have a chance. If they restart the race, for sure he will have a go at it at the last lap.
It was all, the tension was building up each lap, and it was getting more intense by the minute. And time was ticking because we saw that we had not many laps to go. So, of course, everyone was waiting on what's going to happen with the safety car. But on the end, we knew Max had pitted. He had fresher tires, so we knew if the race would get a restart, that we would be in a very, very good position.
Okay, I think all the cars ahead of you are going to pass Hamilton. Everybody behind you will stay in position.
I was of course happy that was happening, which is normally quite let's say, a normal procedure. And then, you're just getting ready because you're very focused on getting all the switches right and making sure that you have the most power available for that final lap. But yeah, I knew that's my opportunity to go for it. They were quiet. I guess they were very nervous as well for that final lap. This is going to be all or nothing. So I was behind him, of course, lining up to get the good restart. And I knew I had the better tires, more grip. So yeah, there I was very determined, of course, to go for it.
Mode 1, Strat 1.
This is my moment to win the championship.
This is it. This is it.
Now it happens. Thing was also he didn't expect me to pass in that corner, so I had a bit of a gap out of the corner.
Yeah, I must say I didn't thought he was doing it in this corner. I thought he would have waited till the end of the straight with a good slipstream or whatever. Of course, I discussed it with Mark. Said, "Why this? Why in that corner?" And he said he didn't expect me to do this there.
We were running less downforce that weekend, and we had good top speed. So I was like, I need to get the head, because then without the DRS, when you're just racing against each other, I can defend because I have the better top speed. So even if he would come back next to me, he would never get in front because of the top speed advantage. So I said, with the grip I have, I go for it in that corner, and then I just have to close the next two corners after the long straights. So that's why, I mean, this happens very quick. I'm now explaining it in a few seconds, but in your mind, these things go really quick and you just go for it.
And he was close enough to do the overtake. And yeah, I must say it was a very special moment.
No, Mikey, no, Mike.
Yeah. Toto not so happy. So of course I'm weaving a bit on the straight to try and break the draft. And then it's all about defending, you know, not making sure that he has a gap to go into.
The thing was, I was more nervous the long straight when Lewis tried to repass him again, because he had, of course, the engine in his favor, I think. So, but of course, when Max took the opportunity, we knew that it was the only chance to take Lewis, and he did it in a fantastic way.
I still get them now. When I see it, I get goosebumps. You know, it was an unbelievable par. He came from very far.
Also, my emotions now, the last few corners through this lap were through the roof, because the whole race looked like you were losing the championship, and here now you're winning the championship. So, yeah, I couldn't believe it myself. And yeah, going through the last corner, I had a bit of a nice drift on the exit. And then yeah, you win the championship. This was something. Everyone was going crazy, the whole team.
Max Verstappen, you are the world champion! The world champion!
I was yeah, insanely happy, but at the same time trying to control my leg, because I had this cramp in my leg. The whole lap I was driving, and you can feel like, because you keep going full throttle and you're not relaxing your leg, of course, otherwise you cannot push. The muscle is just like cleansing, getting smaller and smaller, and like becoming like a rock solid like tennis ball, which was very painful. And of course with the adrenaline in your body, it's doable, but then as soon as you cross the line, your body like is in a state of like starting to relax a bit. And then the pain started to be like coming down in your leg, while everyone is screaming in your ear as well. But of course, being so happy, it just, you know, it takes over from pain.
Everybody was obviously very happy, and I think for me it was just, you know, holding him and like, we done it. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
On the end, when Max passed the finish line, it was a big relief, and tears were falling. We were chilling and it was crying. It was all emotions together. We had an intense few minutes together, and it was fantastic.
like a lot of weight fell off our shoulder, at least on mine. Yeah, this was our main goal, to win the World Championship. Yeah, well, this is where we work for. This was our dream, and this is where we all did our hard work, thousands of kilometers, spending time together in the van, driving on circuits, driving in the wet, cold hands, sleeping in the hotels, always from home. Yeah, we did that so many days, so many times, all for this moment.
Yeah, it makes everything you've done before, really satisfying. In go-karting, there were tough times as well. You're traveling a lot more in the car in terms of hours, and sometimes, of course, good things happening, bad things happening. But it's all very rewarding at the end if you get to where you really wanted to be and achieve your life goal in racing, and then all the memories flash back through your head from go-karting, and they were. Yeah, very special. These times in go-karting, the amount of years you've done there, they really shape you for the rest of your life as well.
I think when Max was about 7 or 8 years old, you could see that he had a very special gift, feeling the way he is racing and the control of the chassis and things like that. So.
Max, het is heel fijn weer nou. Ben je nou een mooi weerrijder of een regenrijder?
Dat maakt me eigenlijk niks uit. Regen of droog, dat is eigenlijk mijn lievelings. Ja.
Leg eens heel even aan de kijkers uit, als je regen hebt, wat je dan moet doen.
Ja, gewoon goed door de bocht komen en proberen niet eruit te vliegen.
Dan moet je ook andere banden hebben?
Ja, je moet nu echt regenbanden hebben. Want anders dan is het echt super glad.
Max was always his time ahead. He was always 1-2 years ahead. Even in Formula 3, he was very mature.
It was fun, but I think the people here at the pit wall, they got a heart attack. I had a great day. I think I had a great race. The start wasn't perfect, but solid win.
He was always in the next step. For me, Max is still the guy. What you see is what you get. But he is such a quick learner. He develops so quickly, and that's something that's typical Max. Finding the grip on the track immediately, finding the gains very quickly. So, as said, he's always very in a learning curve with his steep up.
It was after this famous race in Norrisring. Max was a class on his own, that impressed me massively and convinced me. We were talking about Formula 2 or GP2, what it was at this time, or GP3. And I got the opinion, we don't need all that. So I called in the morning Jos and said, Jos, forget everything. We do Formula 1. When it became public that he will be in a Formula 1 car, it was unbelievable. Of course, the Dutch people were crazy enjoying, but a lot of others say, oh, you can't do it, it's dangerous and blah, blah, blah. But that is jealousy.
I grew a lot as a driver in that, and because I only did 1 year of single-seater racing before I got to Formula 1, so I had a lot to learn. But you know, that's a natural process. Everyone has that. But for me, of course, after only 1 year, I had a lot to learn in Formula One, where maybe some other people they would have done it earlier on in their career.
He jumped in. He was 16 years. He was a kid, and he stepped in the car and he drove away. If he was doing for 10 years.
Well, he grew from a boy till a young man. And I think in life, every year you gain experience, but then he gained experience in a way he has to race.
Of course, now we can see we are very proud of what he was doing, but of course we all knew that it was in him and that it was possible to be the best in the world.
Max Verstappen, obviously you're replacing Daniel at Red Bull. How do you evaluate both the opportunity and the risks involved in this move so early in your career?
Well, to be honest, I'm very happy with the chance they've given me. You're racing for a top team now, so that was always the plan, what I wanted to do. I think it was a bigger risk to be so young in Formula One, but I've all handled it pretty well. It will come race by race, and I'm definitely going to enjoy it.
Unbelievable, Max. Unbelievable. Max Verstappen, you are a race winner.
I think it's a perfect part of this story, the Max Verstappen story in Formula One, that when he went out of Toro Rosso, got that first opportunity in Barcelona, to then go on and win the Grand Prix was just, you know, this is the stuff of dreams, isn't it?
And I also really like to see the progress from my first year to now, and I still think there is more to come. So yeah, it's just very exciting, but for sure I'm a lot calmer, a lot more relaxed, and I know a lot more of what's coming at you, you know, throughout the weekend.
I don't think, you know, in terms of speed you gain that much, but it's the experience what makes you a better driver, what makes you a better, you know, makes you faster. And you need that to become a world championship. But I think he could have been a world championship earlier if he had the equipment.
I've worked with Jos in his Formula One career, and I know Max since he's a baby, so I feel more part of the family, and we took this journey together, and we had a great time, and it's like a book what we are reading at the moment.
I think with all the experience I gained in my career, I knew what I had done wrong. You know, I put myself a mirror in front of me, and you know, and I did everything in my thoughts what would have been good for him, and you know, go straight in the right direction. We talked a lot, you know, I gave everything for that, and yeah, he's definitely better. But also he has a better feeling, more experience, he understands it probably better, and also he works harder for it.
So yeah, we have a fantastic journey together, and it's still not done, so we're still very busy.
This year I hope that more teams, you know, can join the battle, so that it makes it even more crazy and unpredictable. I always try to do the best I can, try to be as well prepared as I can be. Most of it, of course, is just working out at home. But in between that, simulator work, media commitments, and just keep communicating with the engineers about the progress of the new car. But I think naturally from the inside, you're a bit more relaxed, and that might be a good thing. You know, before there was always this like desire of, I need to win a championship, I need to win a championship. Now I've done that. You can always, I think, look back at things a bit more, you can reflect a bit better. And I hope that can help also in certain situations while driving.
Yeah, what Max also said is a bonus. You know, to win a world championship, that was the goal, and he did it now. And I think also it gives ourselves rest. You know, otherwise, you know, you had to push all the time. Maybe you would have changed team, you know, to achieve this. And I'm so happy that we have done it with Red Bull. You know, they gave Max a chance to come into Formula One, and I think now we can continue for a longer time.
It is unbelievable, guys. Can we do this for another 10, 50 years together?
It's going to be very different to drive the cars, also with the different tires now, the 18-inch. So I just hope, of course, we have a good car, first of all. And besides that, I hope the racing is going to be good, because that's where the cars are designed for, you know, to have closer battles. So, but with these new regulations, you know, some other things might work where you never really thought about before. So, yeah, it's a lot more about trying to make sure the car is in a good window. Normally, with new regulations, there is always one or two teams who, you know, really stand out from others. But I hope with the regulations we have now, which are a little bit more limited in terms of what you can do, it's closer. I always try to do the best I can and try to be physically fit. It's just more about trying to understand the car, so you have to spend time on the simulator. And once you're driving the car, you actually also have to think a lot more about what you can improve, because before it was quite straightforward in where you have to look for. You know, it's not one specific point. I always look at multiple things, you know, what I can do better. So, yeah, I always say every single aspect of what you do is never 100%. So you always try to improve in tiny little details. So, because I don't think I'm lacking massively in one bit or in another bit. It's trying to make everything a little bit better again every single year.
Even I think that Max has not reached his peak, so I think he's still very young. He's 24 years old. He has many years in Formula One behind him, but he has many years ahead, I think.
I think what is most important is that I enjoy what I'm doing, and that's what I have at the moment. I really enjoy being part of the team as well, and I'm just looking forward to get back in the car and try to, of course, be very competitive.
Yes! Mega job, Max. Mega job. The car was on rails on every tire. That was clinical, Max. Fantastic. Let's keep this up. Well done, mate. That was epic. You won your home race. Nice pushing 72 laps here. I love it.
We go into the next chapter with Max Verstappen.